What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are well. I'm back with another episode of the Wahnanga. Sorry, guys, I apologize. I didn't do last week's one, I think, with the Raiders game. Yeah, just, I suppose, like the players just wanted to freshen up off the bye. But I'm back now, and we'll be doing regular programming right till the end of the season. So, yeah, I'll be posting every week at the Wahnanga, and also the podcast that I do as well. And I appreciate everyone's support. If you know anyone that may be interested, share this video, subscribe, like, share, the whole bang. I really do appreciate it, and appreciate everyone's feedback in the comments as well. Chuck a comment in. Again, not saying that I know everything, but I'm trying to analyze, and hopefully it's helping us to, I suppose my thought is to kind of figure out, sometimes when we're watching a game live, we can get quite emotional and think someone's doing a really bad job. But sometimes when you reflect and analyze, it can kind of soften a view on someone, or could even amplify a view on someone. But I think overall just helps to kind of understand the team and how we're working. I hope this video does that for you. I think there's something good things to look at. I think the Titans did a pretty good job. They had to play a bit of risky football. I thought that the edges did really well to jam a lot of our set plays, and we'll go through that. They had a good game plan to use the outside backs to target in around the ruck, and you will see some of our middle players struggled with a lot of that lateral movement. We're going to go through a little bit of Tuaupiki's work. Really solid from the back, especially strong running game, and we'll break down that. Then we're going to go into a little bit of SJ's kicking game, his tries, how he was doing them. Then we're going to look at some of the things. A vulnerability, I think, is the grubber and behind on our goal line at times. But yeah, we're just going to break down some of that stuff, guys. But anyway, thanks for coming along, and here's the video. But I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, we're going to start off with some attacking shape from our end. Now, the Titans did a pretty good job, and we're going to go through some footage right now of showing you guys kind of their game plan. They read some plays really well, and also they just had a really good, I think their outside backs especially are quick to react and quick to move. And I'm going to show you some examples now of kind of what some of their reads were. So this is just the first one to get us started here. This is a nice one where, well, not a nice one for us, but the first read is always, you can hit Sean off the out the back, the first read, and it's good, actually a good game plan to try and jam that. And is this Brimson? I think he does a good job of pardon me, getting out to Sean and closing that off and forcing that play inside. We've seen halves do this. It's no surprise to us. So it's not like we haven't seen this before, but this is just one thing that can kind of, delay a play. And also it's up to the half sometimes if he wants to call it, knowing that he's short. Looks probably 3-on-2 after that if it gets out the back. So you got to be pretty onto it, include on in terms of your game plan to commit to these types of things. But they do pay off if the half can stick the tackle, which he does, forces it back inside. This is another one where, now this is like that double block play I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, where you actually, hit the out the back, and then you get, this is the good thing, that a good team that's trained and drilled well, and they've got athletic outside backs, they can jam that read right there. And that's probably, I think, the most effective way, because you're going to get a forced pass. And as you'll see, Sami there, that's his priority. And then his inside centre can cover across if he needs to. So I think teams are going to start to clue on to this type of a shape. It is risky on their behalf if they miss that tackle, then it's a tap on, and Montoya has the one-on-one with the centre. So, but he's athletic enough, Sami, to get there and force that pass. And you can see mistimed Montoya. Montoya in general was just a little bit out of sync in terms of his link play and timing his runs. So that's going to be an issue. But so that's another one. I thought this side, Kelly and Khan Pereira, this side, they were really good. So you see here with Kelly, he's going to jam Tuaupiki. and the same with Khan. Now, Khan, he's going to play he's either going to commit hard or he's going to play in the middle. So he can play in those passing lanes. Teams that have done well against us in these passing lanes is the likes of the Roosters, the Joey Manus and Su'ali's long rangey centres and wings. They can get into passing lanes and stop those types of plays. See, and just really good work by them. Yeah, it was a knock-on, so we get the ball back. That's fine, but still, see, Pereira, he's playing in that. Either he's going to play Berry or he's going to play the intercept. So there's a few options for him, and he's got the speed to do it. So they've got the ability to be able to jam. And you got to remember, this is 12 men down, so they're going to take a lot more risks. But you got to go together as a centre and wing pairing. And because they got that speed, you can trust them to do a decent job. And because you'll see a lot of the time the skip pass to the wing is too deep and isn't available a lot of the time. This was a good one by Pereira where he shoots Tuaupiki, and then you're going to see who's this guy? Kelly. Kelly's going to recover. So he's going to check on Berry, and then he's going to recover. This is a common, centre wing, what they kind of do. Again, just really sharp, quick wings, and on the same page. And then you get a forced pass. Again, putting pressure on the out-the-back player, forcing a bad pass, and then Kelly he's got ability to cover that. So I think, teams are starting to clue on to that type of shape or how we play, the depth with which we play. If you have the right type of winger and centre combo, you can start to pick it up. Same again. This was a good one, I thought, by... now, see the movement you're getting foreign in there. That's what you want. And Tuaupiki wants... Getting that type of movement from foreign to come in as that third man on that 3-man block. Now, this was actually smart by Kelly. Sometimes it's good to just come out and just take out that lead runner. And then that forces... And then see where Kelly sits there. But see where Khan, he's playing the passing lanes like I talked about. He's going to play those passing lanes. What could have happened here was Tuaupiki could have dummied the pass, like a double pump to get Pereira to jump. And then he goes to Berry. But I can't really see from that angle. You can't really see like what. But again, playing the passing lanes, 12 men at this stage probably, I'm thinking here. Just a really good athletic combo. And I think that's why, against this type of a team, the Titans were very effective. But that's what they have to do in order to deal with our overlaps. Those are the types of gambles that teams will have to make. Because we are so effective at getting that sucking in from the middles. You see foreign jamming in on AFB on a lead run. You have to do that. So you're going to get your centres and wings on an island a lot of the time. And that worked in their favour, as we know. Now, I think this one here was a double block out the back. I think this was actually sorry, guys, I'm forgetting all the guys' names. Barnett was supposed to be up in the line there. But because he was behind, I don't think Sean could give that out the back to Metcalfe. So I think this play was just a bombed play. So he ended up just giving it to Barnett. But you can see that Metcalfe would have been the option out there out the back. And then you would have got Khan isolated with a 2-on-1. And see, in that situation, I think he might have had a bit more luck. And see how committed Kelly isn't. So it was going to definitely be a more of a 2-on-1 look, which you can get away with. But yeah, just timing of the run, I suppose, with Barnett. That's my thoughts anyway, guys. Probably could be wrong as well. This one is just a kind of to show you that when you're not engaging the line, this type of movement isn't really doing much. But at the same time, it might not matter. It's only second tackle. Maybe you just want to get a hit to a point on the field and then open it up back out the open side. But you can just sort of see the difference between Dylan Walker. I think Dylan would have taken a few more steps here. But you see, Liu's actually able to push through past Tohu there, and then that frees up that next third man block, and then that half is able to get out again, and now they just keep moving that chain along. So, sometimes when you don't engage the line, it does limit what you can do, But again, second tackle, you don't have to score on every play, and maybe this is just to get to that spot of the field, and then you work again, So I think we kind of confuse it. We can confuse it sometimes, thinking, guys are trying to score off every play. Well, they're trying to play off of options that could potentially score off every play. But if those options aren't there, or if the execution isn't there, then obviously it's not going to be there. But it doesn't mean it's the end of the world, you know what I mean? But this, again, was another good look. Now, this is what we wanted. We get foreign on that three-man block there that I keep talking about. You get that lead runner. Sean has it. But this, Kelly does a good job, I thought. Just kind of confuses it. And then, again, those two working in tandem. And Pereira hanging off a bit, I think that's a smart move to try and play the passing lanes. But he's also going to have to try and commit there. So he played for the intercept, Kelly. But because Sean has gone and is going to go behind New Cordy, sorry guys, he's gonna miss that one. And then he goes, and that's technically a ship, but really we've beaten them. They've made moves. Kelly's decided to jump that. Foreign hasn't been impeded. Pereira's jammed in, and see he misses the passing lane. But that's the difficulty of the cutout in the system that we have. You very rarely can do that. I mean, technically, it's not a try, but really that's what you kind of want if they're going to jam that part of the field. But Foreign puts his hands up, and it isn't. Sean goes behind the player, so yeah. But that's some of the challenges that we have to. Now I thought this was a good one where, if you notice, the Titans, when they do get in a good first hit up, they want to hit that edge straight away. So we did pretty well in this first one. We pushed right up and see that line speed. That nullifies a lot of them wanting to get the ball out to Kelly. This is early on in the game where you got a pretty good line speed, so you're going to force. Obviously, you see SJ there. He's going to force Foreign back inside, and so that's good because they do like to hit on the second tackle. So that was a good play, but you're not going to always get that. You know what I mean? This again, second tackle. Now they've got the numbers, and now Sean sets that edge. But that forces Berry and that to come in as well, you see. And so Fafita, that lead run, Berry bites on a little bit of Fafita. And then that now Dallon's in that gamble position. Now this is what happened to us against the Raiders, if you remember. So we haven't truly nullified it. But that's kind of what can happen if you don't get that push from the inside. And if you don't have the line speed. See 16 minutes into the first half, so that 16 minutes left, so you can start to see that that's an option that they have, and we were beat there. If he catches that Pereira, he's away, so that's some of the things that the Titans like to do. I thought they'd get to more of this earlier on, but I suppose with 12 men down, you got to work for yardage and that type of thing. So, but that was always going to be a threat. That's something I was worried about. Again, working in these three-man blocks, New Cordy pushes out, Sean just holds, but they got the numbers here, they got to strip for numbers. But this is all about just, if you do get caught out, just recover. See, Berry does a good job recovering, and does decent, and just keep recovering until they run out of space, so not technically getting beaten, really, but still, getting caught out a little bit. Sean biting in on that third man. When I talk about third man, guys, it's the 1, 2, and 3 from outside the marker. The third man is usually the half, or could be anyone really, but the third man is the guy that you key off on and can decide what you decide to do with the ball. So Sean does bite a little bit, creates a little bit of space for Campbell, and now you're just playing in that pattern. But it's not the end of the world. But you can see, this one when Tuaupiki came on, I thought just, maybe numbers were off, getting caught out, a little bit of, a bit of ruck speed, and just Campbell just coming back inside. Campbell was awesome this game, guys. Yeah, he was just really effective with how he played, and we've got some more footage of him coming up. But yeah, some of these things that Tuaupiki, when he came on, I suppose our line, our numbers were a bit off, and Tuaupiki's positioning as well. But that's okay. He's a young guy. It's not so much that his positioning was off, but just sort of catching him in the line. And perfect example here, we get Adam on the ground. That's one less guy at marker to help out. Tohu should probably have pushed maybe out to the left or to the right a bit, and pushed Tuaupiki out a bit. But that, and then Fafita just reading that, smart move by Fafita. Yep, that's just how it is. So, yeah, and targeting the smaller man, which is what you do. This one, yeah, just sort of inside pressure. When our defensive line was a bit staggered at times. And then also just another thing, just these guys, these outside backs, fast, strong, and just catching, the likes of Barnett, Adam. Majority of the time our boys can deal with a lot of up and down, in a straight line. But when you got speedsters like Kelly and Pereira and Campbell, hard to contain for our big guys, And so you just see these little, break of tackles, offloads, extending the play. This is where we kind of started to get caught out a little bit. You really think about it, Tohu, Egan, Barnett to extent, Adam to an extent, not the most flexible and nifty, cutting back and forth, more want to work in their channels up and down. So this is a good game plan by the Titans. Another one where broken play offloads killing us. And so I think, just stuff like that was quite difficult to manage. And then you can get guys isolated. Campbell running across the line can be difficult, really difficult. So this shrugging off a tackle, getting our guys to move laterally was really tough. So stuff like that was second phase footy was really tough on our tight six. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's a good game plan. That's good. And with 12 men, you had to resort back to that type of game plan. And then you get that quick play the ball, and just markers getting caught out, Tohu just getting caught out, and then behind the ruck, that's a smart play. And then broken play, offload. That's what can happen when you can get ruck speed. You get one-on-one tackles, and then you can get a free arm. So you extend the play, and then we're just having to defend a lot longer. You get a knock on by Pompey, extends the play out. Some more of their attack. Now this was a good one where Brimson, you catch Newcourt just not pushing through, and then you're going to get Ford pushing out. So a lot of time the inside defender, he will push. So you see Newcourt there, he's still at the ruck. And then Ford is actually trying to push out to get on the end of that next three-man block off the lead runner to try and help out Egan and Metcalfe get onto their reads. So that's when if you can get the marker and that napping and see how that, Ford's weight's going inside. Now he has to backtrack, and if you get a step and a bit of lazy defense from, the rest of the guys along the chain, this can happen, So credit to them, that's a good read by them. Those are some of the difficulties that we were facing, with the speed and around the ruck. Our guys just not as mobile sometimes, but I'm not trying to discredit them. Again, running along the face of the line, getting our guys to move laterally. You know, a lot of our guys want us to deal up and down, vertical. This was a great job by Campbell, you know, and then cut back inside. And you're getting a lot of these one-on-one tackles like that, you know. When you can stress that line laterally and then cut back in, you get a lot of reward. Look at that. You get Egan on the ground in a vulnerable position, forward barely, and he's poked his head through. So Egan has to roll away because it's going to either be a penalty. And so that's one less marker. And then it's a quick play of the ball. Do you know what I mean? And Sami cuts it back inside. And these are the guys that just got speed, you know. They can go all day. So effective by Campbell just to be able to kind of generate a fast play of the ball. And then catch our guys and see those A-gap defenders or those one out from the ruck. They could sometimes be pushed out a little bit too much. It's hard to see with some of these angles. But, you know, then Adam and Barnett, your inside defenders, it's hard for them to keep up with these guys, you know. So a little bit of vulnerability there, you know, a little bit of, but not the end of the world, should I say, guys. It's just in patches of games that can happen. And our guys did a pretty good job of controlling it overall. So it's not like this is another good one where if you can get Newcastle to hold a bit, and look at the time of the pass, it's like flat. And that's perfect. And then you're going to get Sean to Biden, bang, step, because Newcastle hasn't really pushed out enough, so Sean will commit in. And then it's just numbers there. Did a pretty good job to contain that. Titans were pretty loose with the ball, especially the outside backs dropped a lot of ball. So in some cases we got lucky a little bit sometimes, but that's the effect of a Jayden Campbell. Great game, really good game. Yes, again, that 3-man block where Metcalfe is the third man. You need that push from Walker on the inside to help out. They push out. Campbell, just look at that. Just catches them napping. Fleet of foot. You know, just slimy. You know, what's it like, an eel? Just slippery. Can't get a hold of it. And it's our guys kill you. That's when you're talking about, you know, going into a finals run. That's a Reece Walsh, right? Speed. That could kill us to an extent, especially our forwards. Be interesting to see forward rotations and how we deal with that moving forward. That will be real interesting. This is another one where good kick pressure, but Curran shoots it. He wants to try and get a thing, but if you're going to shoot it like that, you got to make sure that you got people around you. But I understand you want to try and get, you know, a forced dropout, but really doing that only creates more space for like the likes of Campbell. Look at that, man. Just Curran looking back like, hey bro, you all good? Barry's like, man, you knocked me out, man. So Campbell again, just look, and then running these side angles, getting people to, you know, getting guys to miss. That's just, you know, that's class. That's a young player. Got good vision, all those things, you know, just a really gifted player right there. Now, to counter Campbell, we had Taine Tuaupiki, who I thought, man, he had one of his, I wouldn't say it's his best game because he's probably could play better, but he showed us some of his package, and his return kick game, his package was awesome. It's different to CNK. CNK more up and down, more direct, I suppose, more contact based, whereas Taine finding little creases and crevices. Similar to Campbell, these smaller guys figuring out to find gaps and get guys moving laterally. I thought this was a really good showing by Tuaupiki, you know, for an extension of a contract either with the Warriors or with another club. You want to see that this kid has this ability. Man, look at that inside step, foreign, push, and then push through. See, that's not a strong step off to the right. It's staying in the same spot and powering through, man. Look at that, and then you get that's a dominant run, you know. Then you're gonna get a quick play of the ball off of that. So just really, really, really nifty, using his size effectively. He knows his strengths. I'm faster than you. I can step. I can move you around. Yes, you're stronger than me, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to get on the front foot, you know, that type of thing. Same again, push, little goosey there. Get that little movement. Bang. That's a dummy there. Pulls that centre out and boosts through. Fend off. Get shirt grab. Patience. Hold the ball. This kid is clued on. He's not a Reece Walsh. Walsh would have probably tried something, but played the safe game. Look, protect the ball. Knows he's getting swung around. Wants to make sure that ball's safe. Really smart kid. Really smart kid. Like him. This was just a bouncing ball on the ground. Just look what he does, man. Little goosey in through the gap. And then what you get right there is Fafita on the ground. Foreign can't get to Marco, so he's won the tackle there. And then that's a quick play of the ball technically. This one's nice where he's getting one out the ruck. So the defensive line is kind of set, but still finding spaces. Getting these guys off their feet, on their toes. Again, finding gaps, man. This is what you want. This is what you want from a smaller fullback, that he can find spaces. Understanding his skill set. Really cool, man. Great to see. Same again, knowing this is a second tackle. Just seeing ruck speed, going him back behind the ruck and pushing through. A little bit of a jink, but taking the contact and powering through. Leg drive, everything. Getting at a first receiver look. Getting a bit of shape. Go solo, that's cool. That's cool. Get that marker out. Bang. Goosey in. Just nice, man, And then always poked his head through the other side to show he wanted to get into a dominant position to get a quick play of the ball. I like that. Now this will develop. I think over time he will get some more of these blindside looks. And we'll see what his ball playing's like. But for now, just play through. That's fine. But I think that will develop a bit more. But I like that he put his hand up and said, hey, give it to me short so I'll do something with it. Look at that. Like that hang time in there. Then bang. Get foreign hanging. Move him. Bang, bang. Just, man, this is really good stuff for, a guy that, you think is undersized. That tells you, man, that you can't, judge a player by his size. You got to really look at the skill set. Now, this was a good one where, going into Sean's package now, actually. So, the first try is Sean. I think this is really smart by Sean. First thing first, you're going to see that they went out the back, and then what Barnett does, just kind of, he doesn't do anything legal, but what it forces Campbell to do is to go back around him a little bit. And then Sean seeing Fafita. Fafita's thinking that Sean's going to be setting that next block play. So he's shooting Sean to try and help out his outside so that they can move on to their other reads. And Sean just catches him napping. And you get that movement similar to what Ford did in a few slides that I showed you before. And then Campbell has to move around Barnett. And then Sean just powers through off the left foot. Straightens his line. Just really good. Really good play. Really nice work by Sean. Just seeing an overcommit. The guy is masterclass right now. This was the earlier one. The second try. You're getting guys coming a bit late off the marker, so that again working that 3-man block there. 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to see the magic Walker does, just sucks them in. And foreign's your key man, so you want to go right to the line. And then see how foreign comes in there. Now, he could have probably jammed that, but for whatever reason, he's held, because I suppose he wants to. And now he's expecting Fafita to come and push. So, and then you see foreign will actually move on to that second read. And then you see him, he moves on to it. And then Sean, this is a classic Sean. Get a lead runner or, and then just dummy it. And then foreign bites it. Bang. Fend. Switch of hand. and then holds his weight. Powers through. Look at that push off. Stays in running motion. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because that would have been like he would have pushed off the fin, but he would have got a little bit of hold from Fafita. And then power through. Now look at Dallin. He's quite far back. Because we do play that flying V typical shape, so he's got to make a lot of ground here. But Sean just pulls up. I like that Sean just pulled up a little bit and just gave him early ball. But Dallin did great to cover that space. And this was just a beauty, man. Turn inside. How he freed up the arm, I have no idea. Look at that, man. And it's backwards too. You know, it wasn't like a forward flank. He had full control, man. Just beautiful. Look at the crowd go up, man. And Taine points them through. That's another good thing. Just sometimes our guys don't see where all the pressure's coming from. I'm sure Sean would have felt that, known that it was available. But still, good stuff by Taine. Good stuff by Sean. Just beautiful, man. Really good stuff. This was, I think, a repeat pressure. I'm thinking, am I right? Yeah, we'll have a look. Oh, this was the Jackson Ford one. Just really nice. So going across the line, he's trying to pull that half with him, and he gets to follow right there. That was all that he needed. Ford does a good job of just cutting it back inside. See how he just pushes off that right foot, bang, and turns it back in against. That's a good line. And just powers through, elbow up. Job well done. Now this was, I think the score was 18-all. And Sean just reads it. The fullback is fairly inside. And then just get Dallin to work hard, push through. Really good stuff. And I think at that stage of the game, Sean was just really trying to ice it, control it, and to see him just manage that game. 18-all, probably other teams would have panicked a bit. Sean said, "Nah, we're gonna get repeat pressure, build to what we need to build to," and then that was just Dally. He's got to be Dally M, guys. He has to be, just has to be. This was a nice one actually, where you see Adam kind of goes as a lead runner, and that third man, I think, is Cleese Haas. Just gives Adam some respect. But it actually opens, and then the half shoots out on Ford. It actually creates that little kicking lane there, if you can see it. That's a nice pocket right there, and nicely weighted by Sean. Pompey pushing through, and they get the kick pressure. And then Sean as well, pushing through off of his kick. Just getting extra help. Okay, this is a Metcalfe package. You can tell when Metcalfe doesn't really have anything going on his left side in terms of a plan. Not really doing anything off the cuff. What I would suggest, though, is just continue if he's going to do anything, do this. Just feed Jackson Ford. Put him underneath. Let him work, that type of thing. I think just know your strengths. I think at the moment you probably just want to work between him and Jackson Ford off a short ball, that type of thing. But I'm going to just show you some stuff where, Metcalfe, he's there and then he's not there sometimes. But sometimes that's all you need to do. Just feed Jackson the ball, let him work. And then this set, it was setting up for SJ's kick. Now you're going to see it. I think Keon, I'm not sure what his name is. That fullback right there. See, catches him in the line. I think Campbell might have gone to the edge. Something weird. And so Sean beautifully reads it. Catches him. Bang. No one back home. And just reading it, the situation. Dallin does well. Bounces away from him. That's a kick try assist for Sean. Amazing. Got to be Dally M. If he plays these next 4 games strong, which I think he will, what a season that would be. What a redemption story for SJ. Great one, though. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of the Titans kicking package. This was smart. Hooker dummies left. It pulls CNK the other way. Then you set up, see how he's caught out there? Set up shape so everyone jams. Then kick him behind. And then see the back row moves to the outside of Metcalfe. Pushes through. CNK does a wonderful job though to hustle back. But that's what can happen sometimes. We can get caught out in these types of situations. But great job by CNK. Missed him defensively and structurally, I think. Now this is another one where that was the break that half made, and it put us in a bit of a bind. But you're going to see Tuaupiki there, just out of position in a sense. And then they were just playing, the numbers. And then Pompey gets caught on that outside shoulder. Actually pulls him, really. But there is some vulnerability there with Grubbers and behind. That's one of my concerns. How will we cope with against a Reynolds, a Cleary, where they will try and effectively do a lot of this type of stuff to get repeat pressure and then punish. So it's an area that we just have to really be careful of, because a lot of the time our fullbacks are playing in the line, one out from the ruck to try and protect that part of the field. So there's especially on goal line defense. So yeah, that's I'm not too clued up on about it, why it is, but that's just how a lot of teams play with a fullback in the line on the goal line. I think this is a Metcalfe's package. Just work this. That out the back isn't really working down that channel. I thought that was good there, just to keep for Metcalfe, just to keep working with Ford. Keep working that channel until they really bite hard, then push out, So I think that's just something he needs to work. Now, this was my concern with Metcalfe, his decision making. His decision making at times, he isn't quick to process what he needs to do. This one here just sums it up like that. Is almost a Tom Brady touchdown to Randy Moss. That's how forward it was. And you can see the frustration of Dylan. I'm not sure what the thought process was there, but that tells me something that he isn't processing or really making good decisions in the moment. You see the frustration of Dylan there. And you're going to see a shot of SJ put his hands up right there. You missed it, but yeah, Sean put his hands up. This was a beauty by Egan. One marker, dummies him, shoot. Oh, made you look. Damn. That's a Magic Johnson no look. And then shoot behind the ruck. Pull that defender other side of the ruck, and Dylan runs that gap. Great stuff, man. Now just gets jammed up. Now Metcalfe should have held here. He should have held back. I don't know why. And then he points it to Sean. Campbell does a good job of just... There was option A, option B, and option C. Option A was the dummy, probably, for Walker. Option B was Sean. Option C. And option D is what we did. Forward pass to Metcalfe. Metcalfe should have held back. He could have just held back his step a little bit. That was a try all day. And it's a shame that Egan didn't get the just desserts that he did for that work that he did. And Walker. But that, if you think about it, we scored the try to Ford. That was the next set. So we're almost going to get into that pattern of how we've been scoring almost sometimes set after set. It's a real shame that didn't work out. This was a good one. Drop Ford underneath. You get the little bite from the half on Ford. Just holds. And then just look at him burst through here. This is a skill set. He's got speed to burn, man. Dummy to Pompey, get the center to bite, and burst through, man. And amazing. Now, third tackle, do you really want to do the chip and chase? I actually don't mind it. And I just think sometimes that's the bounce on the ball. He who dares wins. Looked like a decent chip, nice and high. Probably going inside. Maybe if he held up a little bit, he was right on it. But there, it's in line with him. Just turns right there. I get it. That would have been, bro, but that would have been a mean try. We are coming into the last part of it. So this was the lead up to Tohu's try. I actually kind of enjoy Sirenen's work on the edges. I actually like his defensive work as well. I wonder if we're going to look at the Sirenen and Curran spot and ask ourselves at some stage, is it possible that maybe Curran drops off? If we do want to go with a bigger bench, say like a Bunty, Dylan, and Jazz, he's got some good work in him, Sirenen. I think he's got a better defensive package, but that's hard to tell because he's coming on at the end of games. But this was a nice one where you just hit, Aden runs that lead line, bang, and their defense is all over the place. 12 men finally caught up with them. You can't just defend all night. But anyways, guys, that wraps up the that's pretty much the analysis for the Wahnanga this week. We'll go to the outro right now. Sweet. Okay, guys, that was the Wahnanga. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I think off the top of our reaction being, a third place team, 12 men down, it's easily like you want to say, oh, we should have won that by 50. Doesn't always work out that way. And you got to give credit to the Titans. They made some good gambles. They took some risks, and it paid off. But they played hard, and they used a strategy that I thought worked well, using the likes of Campbell and Sami, their outside backs, to really work our middles. And you can see that at times our boys struggle with a lot of that lateral movement. But it's only in patches of the game. It's not all the time. And then effectively, some of our set plays got shut down. But that's okay. The guys just were patient and regrouped, and especially SJ just guided the team in that last 20 minutes. I think he was really pivotal to really just getting us settled. But, that can happen. So I don't think we need to kind of be overthinking it too much and thinking, oh, our guys are crap. We're third place, but we can't beat a team that's in 12th or whatever it is by 50 points. I don't think the NRL, you can't really think like that. You got to respect teams. And the Titans did a good job, but we also did a good job. Don't want us to be too hard on our boys. That may be a natural reaction, but there's a lot of highlights. Tuaupiki I thought was brilliant, and he's only going to develop over time. I think he'll play this week, I suppose, with Chance getting into HIA protocols. I want to see his defensive work and setting up the numbers as well a little bit better, but I want to see his attacking package even more, setting up players on the outside, what he's got. Great running game. So that's exciting, and I think SJ definitely has a run here for Dally M. Has to. Another big game from him. I'll be interested to see with Jazz what they do with him. I think he stays. Now, I think the spot that's going to be looked at is the Sirenen and Curran. I think for now, Sirenen gives you more value defensively. I'm finding Curran at times, sometimes, defensively can get caught. A few defensive lapses. But if you could think of it overall, you got to try and, for Webster's figuring out what strategically he's trying to achieve. I thought Jazz actually and Walker in their minutes were pretty good in the middle there. Then some of the combos where it was a little bit lighter, there was Jazz, Walker, Curran, Egan, Ford, and might have been Barnett. It was a little bit light. And you could see we were starting to get moved around a little bit and weren't dominating in the tackle. So it's finding the balance more so of what you want to try and achieve. With Tohu, Aden, and Egan, it's a very solid pack. And Ford and Marata. That is consistently, in my eyes, the best. Now, the option of Bunty in the future, sure. You probably could get Bunty starting, but then also you got to think about what you want to try and achieve off your bench as well. So a lot of things to mull over, a lot of things for Webster to think about, a lot for us to think about. But I think we'll start getting a view over what the plan is moving forward, and who stays out. If Bunty stays out, then it's obviously a sign that Webster wants to stick with that current interchange and forward pack. But things to think about, guys. An exciting game coming up against the Tigers as well, where we get to try to go up another level, get back into our rhythm, and hopefully continue the pathway that we are, continue to ascend. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe if you've come this far. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you later on the flip side. Peace.